Welcome to our live trading session on December 7th, Thursday. Excited that everybody is here and joining us. I'm going to start off with one of the items on our checklist, which is really a crucial thing to do to be aware of what's coming in the marketplace. We had a news event today already take place a half an hour ago, which is unemployment claims. Tomorrow, we have usually what is the 800-pound gorilla each month, which is the NFP, also known as the non-farm payroll, jobs that are not agriculturally related. And so that will be at 5:30 a.m. my time and whatever time it is in your time. Now, if you don't want to have to go through the rigmarole to compute that each time, get yourself an account with Forex Factory. You can get set up with this in short order. I'll give you the link here in just a moment. And when you do that, you can do things like, I only want to see red folder. Maybe you do. Maybe you also want to see orange folder. You can apply a filter. You have all of the ability to be able to easily work this tool. And once you have an account, it'll pop up in your time zone, which is obviously pretty handy. So I'm going to send that link out to you right now. And away we go on that. The other thing that we're going to do is I want to mention each time we come in just very briefly, we have a very special promotion going on right now. One that Robert and I had decided to do prior to Manifest doing their promotion. And what that is you can come in this room for free, which if you are a builder, what a powerful tool to be able to offer this session for free to your prospective customers / affiliates. You can do that. And what happened was just a few days back, the company announced a December promotion. And what that means is that somebody can sign up as a customer right now for $20. And then in January, they would revert to the regular pricing of $99. If they want to sign up as a Platinum Customer IBO, meaning a customer affiliate, add $20 to that, meaning it's $40 initial, and then it goes to $119 in January on whatever date you sign up. So if you signed up today, your $119 would start on the 7th of January. Same thing for the customer. So encourage everybody to take advantage of this, get guests here. And if somebody wants to try the whole thing, they get us and they get Manifest for as little as $20. I mean, it's a bargain. So we are going to get into the trading checklist. The trading checklist is very simple and straightforward. Check the news. We've got that one checked off the list today. We're going to look at top-down analysis. My colleague, Robert Russell, is doing a brilliant job of this, showing you the basics of support and resistance, drawing out those zones, the market structure lines. Very simple trading. Breakout trading that he's doing is getting very, very good results. Yesterday we had 2 winners. We're still in one of them in the DAX, the USD JPY. If you were fortunate enough to hop in that trade, that one took place as far as the actual run subsequent to the call. Correct, Robert?
Yeah, that was late in the evening time, my time, that trade entry we were able to get in. So that was late last night, my time, and then maybe 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay.
Yeah, it sure worked out well. So two really good calls yesterday, 2 of 2. And then we'll get into later on. If you don't know how to do this, this is a critical element in your trading journey. If you know how to do it, terrific. If you don't, we'll go into how you do this on a calculator to compute position size and show you where that is. There's a calculator that you can get for MT4, MT5, which is free. And also another item on the checklist is to check your position size in MT4. So that an MT5, in other words, make sure that whatever you figured out here, it matches here. So that's important. As well, when you get into position size variables, well, that's coming. Let me move this one up here. This is something, by the way, that we're excited about, because getting getting into this space, it's really important to get into the mind game of trading, which is, the psychological aspect of trading. This is a book which will get you on the right pathway in a hurry in that regard, because it's from a trader who's very credible as a trader. And there's also an Audible version available of this. Tom Hugard, The Best Loser Wins, is available on Amazon. The book, the Kindle. I have the book, the Kindle, and the audio, the Audible, so I can listen to it when I go for a walk or whatever I may be doing, driving in the car. Really, really great information, because he's somebody that he walks the talk. He's a very, very capable trader, and one of the things that is important to embrace is the notion of taking a loss. Especially in our society here in the US, I know, from my own context, taking a loss was a negative, but here, actually taking a loss, we celebrate. When it's a little loss, we call it a good loss, meaning you have something that doesn't run, you don't let it get away from you. And boy, I wish I would have had this book early in my journey, because I was winning, but I'd also give it back, and say, oh, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around any minute now. This is folly. Don't make my mistake. I'm better at that today, and even occasionally still I let one run sometimes, but now we're very big on tight losses and absolutely maintaining the control of our equity. So that's a fine note to introduce my colleague, Robert Russell. You're in good hands with this gentleman. He's done very, very well. Every one of our calls so far has been profitable, and he's going to have a losing day. I don't think it's going to be today, though. It might be. How's that for pressure?
Pressure for tires, Robert.
There you go. So, we joke, but there are going to be losing days, and don't let that put you off. We've had a good run here with positive days. We may have we had one day where we had 3 trades. We got 2 of them right. So there are occasions where we will have losers, and just so that's very clear. Speaking of which, I skipped a slide, which is probably the most important one, is trading is risky. This is a slide, by the way, that I'd like you to make sure to get a screenshot of. Your results will vary and are not guaranteed. This information is for educational purposes only. We're giving you trade ideas, not financial advice or a solicitation to invest. Trading Forex indices, metals, and other instruments is at the full discretion of the user, and users are fully and solely responsible for their trading results. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and should therefore evaluate your own risk tolerance before trading, and only trade with money you can afford to lose. Any links in my post may contain affiliate referral links and may generate a reward for the referrer. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. So very, very important to embrace this. With that in mind, when you're starting out, a really good idea is to trade a demo account for a while. In other words, trade a demo account so that you can, get up to speed and not have the impact, if you make mistakes, on actual capital. So now, with that said, Mr. Robert Russell.
Thank you very much, Robert. Folks, we're going to get on to it straight away. We have plenty of time today, folks. Our red news has passed us, so we can breathe. I'm more relaxed because I know there's no big red folder news coming. But I also been watching the markets all morning, and the volume has gone out of it, folks. It's got quiet. The pushes isn't there. Possibility because of tomorrow. We have the big red folder day coming tomorrow. So it is Thursday, folks. Most traders now this time of the week has their profits banked up. And that's them to Monday. So why would you risk? You know what I mean? If I see a trade entry today, we'll go for it. But folks, I won't call the trade unless I have my confirmations, because as Robert said, we had a 1-day Tuesday, a 1-day Wednesday. I don't want to finish my week on a losing day. That's not going to happen. Okay. So unless I see the trade, I will not call it. Just going to go over yesterday, folks, what happened yesterday evening, and explain, what we were doing. I'm just watching the DAX here carefully in the background. So the first one, folks, we're going to do is we're going to look at the JPY, the USD JPY. Okay, this was a great call yesterday evening. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to show what happened because this is hard to believe. We do these markings and we go, will this happen? And it will. Okay, so I'm going to scroll this over, make sure everybody sees what I did. So folks, this was late last night. This took place. I think yesterday we were sitting and the call was in this area. It was going up, it was going down, it was going up. And I did say it would squeeze into the corner. And this was our entry here. As you can see, folks, it went clean through. It just broke our line. It went straight down. It did come back up here. It tested our entry, but it never went above our entry, okay? It went straight down. And this was our take profit. If I'd have been in the trade, folks, I probably would have sat and looked left, because I was thinking, you know, if it doesn't break this marker here at the bottom, we will probably go up. But it broke through over here, as you can see. When you're always looking at a trade, when you're always looking, where is a possibility? Where's the chances of it going? You know, over here. What we would have done if this was a live trade, you would have moved your stop loss. Let's just say, for an example, this trade went live. We would have taken our stop loss to there. Okay, if we were in this area, let's say we came down here, we would have taken our stop loss from up here right into a nice profit. Okay, folks, when your trade goes in and it's being executed, it's going really well, take your stop loss below your entry and make sure your trade is a winner. Also, you can take partials. Robert can go through this later on the call, which is another good one. So that's what happened there yesterday evening. A great call. As you can see, folks, these lines, they're so important. Okay. I had a good chance. If we look at the higher time frame, when I move this out of the way, I can't move it up there, move it down here. So if I go to the 4 hours, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it kind of came back up, and then it just down it went. What's going to happen here today? I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes, but possibility, folks, we could still go down, but possibility we could come up maybe a little bit and then tank again. I'm just watching this one closely. If we look at the higher time frame, we're going to drag this picture in. Let's go to the daily. I'm going to make this bigger so everybody can see. So as I always say, folks, we can't guess, okay, which way this is going to go. Look left. Okay, let's just put a line here straight away, right at the bottom of that wick. There. Okay, and we'll lock it up. So we're at the bottom of the wick, look left, it respected it here, respected it there, respected it there. So now we've got support. Okay, so we have good support at this level. This would have been a great entry for a buy, for a nice retrace up. If we break that line, if we break through here, folks, we could go down to this level here. So there is a possibility of still a drop in the USD JPY. So we will look at this closely. I'm going to bring this down to 15 minutes and get rid of our lines, because these were yesterday's, so we're going to get rid of these. And this line, folks, it's just no good to us today. This line also, it's no good. What we are looking at today is this line here. Okay, this is a key level for us. So this is a possible entry here on this line. Let me get this ready. Okay, so there's that set. And we'll just watch what happens here. Just say this is a possible entry. We'll watch what it does here, and then we'll probably have our stop loss somewhere in around this area. But we have to wait and see what the USD JPY is going to do. It's fine. It is facing resistance here. So again, I would like to bring my stop loss a little lower than that, because to me that's too big of a stop loss. It's okay of a stop loss as long as you're using your correct lot size. So this is a possible entry on the USDJPY. We're going to go to the euro. So folks, I draw two lines. I thought we broke the line, my trend line, and I thought, okay, we're going up here, and this is what's a possible entry for a buy. But again, folks, you know, we always wait patiently. We normally break trend lines. Our second candle, it pushed up, but it just didn't gain any momentum. We broke the line again, and now it looks like we're going down. Okay, so we need to break this level here for a sell on the euro against the dollar. Okay, a possible entry. Let's do the stop loss while I'm here.
And what is that level number?
So that level is, the entry will be, bear with me because it's 101.07714. That will be for the entry. Let me see, 10.07714. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line for my stop loss. My stop loss, folks, will be, it will combine with the trend line. Okay, you will see this. Let's just go. I'm just going to set this in here. I'm going to draw this trend line a little bit bigger, because this trend line is going to, it will be part of my entry. I'm going to unlock this. Okay. I want to make sure it's okay. So it needs to go up a little bit here, up a little bit there. Okay, so I need to lift it. Whoops. Well, I'll go to the bigger time frame, I'll get it better. And I'll move this in. Take this down. Okay, that's pretty good at that, folks. We always go by the top of the wick. So, okay, I need to get down here lower, up here a bit. Because folks, if this is off a little bit, it could destroy your entry. Okay, so I'm happy we're touching the wick. You can see touched here, touched here, touched here. That looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I need to move these because this makes this stick when it's not working. So let's go down to the 5 minute. Okay, folks, you can see like we're up, down, we're up, down, down, up. If we, folks, I know if we come on here, let's just say we get our entry. If we can break this level here, we could get a nice drop down, but this is a key level, so I'm going to mark it. Let's just say if we get our entry, and let's say we're coming to this line, if we break through it, we'll stay on the trade. But if we find resistance at this level, we'll take our profits. Okay, so we're going to watch this closely.
And what was that level again?
Sorry, Robert. I'm going to go back for you. Apologize. So this was the euro.
We've got some that are listening and not necessarily watching, so it's always I'll try to be the reminder on that.
Okay, so the entry will be 1.07714.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the entry if we reach it for a sell.
Okay, and the take profit and the stop?
So the stop is at 1.07827.
Okay, and the take profit, perhaps a partial, depending on the
the
velocity.
Yes, I will call it. There's different stages. There's a few stages here that I'm going to be watching as we go into this trade. It could make it here, breaks it. It could come down here, But if we come down, let's say we're getting close to this line, we will pull that stop loss below our entry, and then we can let it run.
Yeah, and if it does so with force, perhaps, you know, how it hits that take profit area defines the degree to which are you going to take some of your profit off, all of your profit off. If it's kind of weak and it hits it and it looks like it's going to bounce, I would take it all off. If it's doing that penetration with strength, take a partial and then let the remainder run and move your stop down maybe a little bit further as it goes down.
Exactly. Well said, Robert. Folks, I'm on the 5 minute. I go through my time frames, very important. Okay, because we got a good rejection, nice strong candle, another nice strong candle. Okay, that's what we want to see. 30 minutes, yeah, strong candle coming through. Big candle on the hour and on the 4 hour. Okay, so it's all pointing, it is all pointing, folks, for a push down. Okay, so it's all going, looks like in the right direction. So folks, there's no point in going in the 5 and the 15 minute and you see a sell. Okay, go to at least 4 to 5 time frames. The bigger the time frame, the more possibility your trade is going to execute for you. Okay, so always look at the bigger time frames. So we do have down pressure at here at the minute. That's on the euro against the dollar. But again, we wait. The USD. This could be tricky, folks, because we've got to break through this line with force. I don't want to get breaking through it and then kicking back up. And if we break this line, we're going to have a tight stop loss, okay? Because there is a lot of, I just want to draw on these lines. There we go, folks. Okay, so there is one of the lines, the pivots. And you can see it's respected my line, but most importantly, it's respected that pivot line here, okay? So we need to break the pivot line, which is my confirmation, and then my line again, folks. So I make that as my second confirmation, and if we break through, we can get our entry with a tight stop loss.
And that is 144. Sorry.
No problems. I'm going to drag it up. Bear with me. I'll get these lines off. It makes it better to see.
Your line 144.602, correct?
Yep. Yeah. You could say 600, 144, 600. Yeah.
Okay, that works.
And I'm trying to see where can I get the stop loss. I'll put it on here, folks. This is just if the trade happens. I'm not going to give it much room to breathe here. I really am. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to look. Here. Okay. I'm not giving it much energy. I don't want to give it much room to breathe at the top. So it's a little bit of breathing room, but if we break, we could have another nice drop. Sorry, folks, I don't know where it went here. Okay, so you want to keep an eye on the euro. Okay, here is one possible entry, for the sale, and I always have the other one above. What I do expect, folks, this is what I expect now, is we broke through the trend line to come back up, test it, then we get the pushback. Okay? We always, like, whenever we break the trend line, never enter, because most of the times it comes back and it tests it, so then it's getting resistance before it makes its move down the way. Okay? We have the New York in 2 minutes, the New York Open, so let's see. And we'll go to the DAX. Again, folks, there's a lot. If I draw my 2 lines here, it's really kind of breaking through, back down, up, down, breaking through, down. It's hard to call at the minute on the DAX. This was our entry here. So this is our entry from last night. So we moved our stop loss here, folks. So even if it did come back up here, we have a trade in profit. We did get down to this level early this morning. So if you entered up here, and let's say you get down anywhere down at these levels, there'd be a nice trade. I'm still expecting folks the DAX to still drop. I just don't know what it is. It's just telling me we're still to drop. You kind of need a bit of the bears to come in maybe and push back down. But we're in this little range here now between these two lines. Okay. I will watch it closely if we get up above that line there. That'll be 16651. Okay. Get rid of these, makes the screen a little bit clearer. I'm just going to check something. A wee thing on my phone, folks. I just checked the RSI marker on this as well. Gives me a better idea. Is there much room for, is there, how low is this RSI marker? And I want to go to the bigger time frames. Okay, we have the New York open, folks. It's just, is it going to move it? And the DAX is at another key level. Let's see what happens here. And the euro, again, as we see now, it's at the trend line. It's important. I just want to see what the dollar's at. The dollar has been in this little area for, what day is this? That was this morning. Let's give me the 4 hourly. Okay, so we did break this trend line. So we could see maybe the dollar pushing down again. We did break it. And what we would need now is to push down. The dollar's weakening. So we got to watch this carefully. Okay, folks, this has hit our entry. Folks, I am doing a sale on the USD JPY. I'm doing a sale. Okay, I've entered my trade. The stop loss, folks, this, I don't have any take profits at the minute because it's just, I'm just going to let it run and see what happens. This stop loss, folks, it's going to be tight. I'm not going to give it much room to breathe. I just want to see levels here.
What number is your stop?
At the minute, it's just, I just want to sit. I don't want to do anything with it. I just want to see what it's going to react here at this level. The stop is at 144,835. Okay, that's where my stop is.
Thank you.
Let me see what the dollar is doing. Okay, the dollar is weakening. I just want to check the euro. There's not much happening here, folks. It's came down, it's came up. Just want to see what the DAX is doing. I will be going back and forth. And as you can see, folks, this blue line I have done and it's rejected it. Okay, so if we can break the DAX through this level and push down, I don't want to call 2 trades today. I just want to sit on one. Because I know some of us are in a trade on the DAX. I just want to see where the fair value gap is. See, I don't want to, I'm not letting it come up to this fair value gap. This one, I might let it test it. I won't let it run back up to here, folks. That's too high up. This is the stop loss at this level. I will keep a close eye on it. Just going to do the euro. What is the dollar doing? So folks, will just sit with this one here. This will be the only entry. Just want to go to the daily and bring it in. We could possibly get down to, let me see, I'm going to take another level. Just lock that in. And we'll go back to the 5 minute. Get rid of that one. Okay, so folks, there we go now. Everything is sitting in place. Let me see. Okay, so we have another fair value gap here. It did come up, it did touch it. So if we can get the push down, if we get above this fair value gap here, folks, if we do get above it, as it says, the exit, the entry or stop loss is here. I won't let it go above it. Okay, DAX. As you can see, folks, we broke through the line. As I can say, we can back up. We tested it again. We've pushed possibly our second entry. And if we do get this entry, that will be it. Okay. Just want to check this fair value gap, folks. I'm hoping it doesn't touch our stop loss, but this is why we have our strike top. People could put the stop loss up here, but to me, that's going on to, no, it's too much. See, look at the dollar. We want the dollar, folks, to go red if we can get red on the dollar. Because this does play part of these trades. Okay, we're just sitting in a range here in the DAX. It's just normally, folks, there should be more volume. We should see more movement in this because we do have the London and we do have the New York opening and the last hour or two of London. So there's not much volume here. There's not much movement. And this is what's going to happen in December. There's going to be less volume, more volatility in the market. And that's why we're going to keep our stop losses tight so we don't get caught out. Okay.
Just to confirm, the only trade we're in right now is USD JPY, correct?
That's correct.
And some are still in the DAX trade from yesterday.
Yeah. Guys, it's just there is a fair value gap here. I'm hoping we get pushback. We could have the stop loss higher, but it just means you're going into more, eating into profits, which that's just not me. I just want to move this. Where am I at here?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I got on late. What's this trade we're in? Can you just repeat it, please?
At the minute, we're in a USD JPY sale. Folks, if you're late in the entry, it's at your own risk. It's just a trade idea because we're in the middle of a trade here, and I could close this early. I'm not saying it, but normally times I close it before it hits my stop loss, so I just have a small loss. But I'm just letting this one run. The dollar. Okay, so we are getting a bit of down pressure, folks. We're still getting the down pressure. If we get this candle maybe to push down here, finish, red, we could get a push down yet.
Like those big tall wicks.
Yeah, it's saying there is pressure, like there's still down pressure. There was a fair value gap here. I did say we might come up and test it. We did. Let's see what this happens here now with this. And just checking other trades, folks. Okay, so if we can, with another 50 seconds, the last minute, folks, it's so important. If this 5-minute candle, it's the last minute, it does give you an idea where the next candle's going. If this finished in a nice red, a nice push down, the next candle should continue with that. We have a candle here. It's like a doji, and we have one here. It's just hasn't decided. So we've got 20 seconds, and I would rather this come back red. Okay, we didn't get there yet. The DAX is in this area.
I like that new red candle.
Yeah, it's just we've two. We still have down pressure here. We do need this candle to push down. This candle is like, because we did come up, we did touch our fair value gap. We come in, we done it, and then we push back down. A lot can happen, folks, in 5 minutes in one candle. Also, the candle can go nowhere, but it's so important just sitting waiting. There's no point, like if a trade went against you, there's no point putting on another sell, another sell, another sell. Just stay on the one trade. If it goes for you, you get your profits, great. If it hits your stop loss, that's it. Okay, don't attach any emotions to it, because you can go into your next trade with no emotions, no nothing. So it's the best way. Okay, we have a little bit of push here in the dollar. Okay, folks, we're on profit, okay, at the minute here. We got to break this wick here at the bottom. Just checking the dollar. Yeah, we've got that red candle. We need more push. Keep pushing down. I'll just stay on the one trade, folks. I'm just doing the one trade. So we've got 2 minutes. So maybe if we can maybe get this candle to finish down towards our entry line, we could get a push down. But folks, let's just say in the minute candle, it's the last 10, 15 seconds. On the 5 minute, it's the last minute. Let's say on the 15, it's the last 2 minutes. 30 minutes candle, it's the last 3 minutes. Those part of the candle you've got to watch, okay? Because it's going to give you a good idea where your next candle is going to go. And we can get candles just like a doji and then another one. I'm just going to check back on that. Again, folks, as you can see now, it's using this trend line as support. And so, okay. The DAX is just, to me now, it's in a range. Okay, it's on this range. Okay, so we now have a minute left of this candle. If it finishes where it is, it's okay. We still got red. And the dollar has gone the other way. That's probably the hardest part. Forex, folks, is just sitting, waiting, and just looking at the chart. Checking over with the dollar. I'll go back to it, folks, and just looking at other things, what's going on here. Folks, if we get close to this line, I mean close, because I know there's more resistance here. Guys, I'm going to close this trade, okay? I'm closing the trade exactly now to hit our profit. I'm closing the trade, okay? It's your decision whether you want to stay on the trade or close it, but I have closed the trade, okay?
Nicely done.
Thank you, guys. We finished the week on a winner, and that's what it's all about. I think, folks, I'll hand over to Robert. I'm not going to call any more trades. We had a good few days there, so I'm happy, and I hope everybody else is happy. And we're still in the DAX trade, folks. I'll just take a wee look at it. Okay, let me see.
Good job, Robert.
Thank you. Let me see. So I'm going to go to the bigger time frame. So here is our entry, folks, up with the blue line. Okay, so this is our entry. We're in profit, folks. Okay, so it's, again, if you're on the trade, just keep an eye on it, folks. For me, I will stop out. I will close the trade myself at 16655. If we get back to that level, I will close my trade. Okay, and people can take partials as well. Okay, folks, so that trade finished, and I am quite happy because look what is happening. And as it says, we got to be very careful with our exits, and just broke through it. And look what happened. Okay, we're going straight back up. So I get out for a reason, because I know it might break my line, and then it's gone straight up again. Okay, so we banked some profits to finish the week. And I will keep an eye on the DAX in the background.
Yeah, that was a liquidity sweep, and we rode right into it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. It's like when you're calling your trade, you're looking left and you're looking, it's literally down to grab liquidity for a possibility, maybe a retrace back up, take out the sellers before driving down. Okay, this is how the markets go. They look for the liquidity, and that's the way it is. It's the big institutional traders are looking for liquidity. We can read the markets like this, folks. We should have good entries daily and good tight stop losses, and we should be okay.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most of the time those are liquidity sweeps, and most of the retail traders are writing it down further when it bounces back. And so what we're doing is riding on the back of the big wholesale traders, you know, the big liquidity provider, you know. So that's the way it looks to me. Am I thinking correctly?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like when normally what I would do in the past was I would put my entry in, and I would put my stop loss below it. But now what I do is that stop loss, that now becomes my entry, and my stop loss goes further down. Okay. You've got to start thinking outside of it. Like if you're like, just say you're a banker and you want to make money, you know, how are you going to take these guys out? Where are they sitting?
Yeah.
They just might, like, you could see a candle and you could see the wick. Most of us, you know, I did it only months ago. Just below the candle, I did my stop loss. They're going to take it below the wick and maybe a wee bit further down, take it all out, all your liquidity, and then they'll go the other way. And then you'll jump in, let's say for a buy, it's going up, and before you know it, they've turned it again and they've sent it continuing down. They trap you and then they come in again and then they trap you again and then they send it the other way. So they're going to catch you twice on the down and the up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when the light bulb goes on, you start to see it more and more, and it's like it's scary. Like I in the DAX trade since yesterday, folks, I never hold trades. I haven't held a trade in a month, but it just shows you it's like I just see the DAX, and it's like if I pull out now and I see that tanking more, I'll be saying, why did you pull out? Today, like I am scalping the DAX today. I have 1.5% out of it. You know what I mean? I'm on a wee drawdown of 3%, but that's small. I have 5 or 6% for the week banked up. So even if I close today, I still have 3 or 4% for the week. To me, that's a great week. Tomorrow, I won't trade. No, I won't touch it.
Too volatile.
Yeah, it'll take the Friday. It's like I hear this through Manifest. It's like, folks, the bankers come out on a Friday, okay, because they need their beer tokens for the weekend, okay, and they're going to take your beer tokens if you don't save them up.
Yeah. And kick the dog on the way out.
Exactly.
How do you get to the gold signals with Mo? I don't see any link up in that's like starting usually at 8 o'clock. Do they usually put a link in there for that or what?
So this is Mo's live calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will be in. That will be in the Manifest.
The announcements, correct?
Yes, correct. That's correct.
Actually, it's the Manifest one. Again, we have that division between Manifest and Freedom Lifestyle Network, FLN. That's a Manifest company announcement group, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything there. I think it's supposed to be starting now, but I don't know. Just trying to get used to the calendar, fellas.
Yep. No, that's good. That's good. We all are. And there's,
because he pulled a NASDAQ trade out of the live call yesterday that I was not on. That was 375 pips.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he does the light. I mean, the gold signals throughout the Telegram are always solid too. I think I've seen maybe 2 losses in the week I've been here, a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal.
You can tell gold is his baby. I mean, he's just kills it with gold.
Yeah.
And he makes mistakes now and then, so to create the correct expectation level, he has losing days, but boy, the winners sure outpace him.
Yeah. Well, we're what, 3 out of 3 this week, right, Robert?
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Outstanding.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take a look at the pop back in for a moment. I think you have your chart there, but take a look at the USD JPY. You want to talk about a good call. Okay. And go on the 5-minute.
Yeah, that's a liquidity sweep if I ever saw one.
Look at there. So right where the green line is, where actually I was below the green line. I went down, I rode that wick down, that red wick. Yep. I was down right about there. That's where I took it out. And I think that was where your call was, Robert.
Yeah, it was just
you got your take profit on the chart, but your call when you said I'm out was below that, into that wick.
Yeah.
And that you talk about perfect timing. I mean, that's hard to beat.
I'd rather jump out that second or two early, because we know when a candle turns, it can just get back to your entry quicker than you think. So if you think there's a little bit left in the candle, just jump out and you're out before it turns, because it turns, it can be up to your entry in 3 or 4 seconds and your profits is all gone.
Yep. Whiplash.
Yeah. So it's just better to get out early. And this, could have been liquidity. We could go up to an area. And then I do think we're not finished, folks, with this for going down. I don't think so, but that was just a nice little entry today, and we'll finish the week on a high.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very good job. Okay. What questions do people have as far as the technology and getting around on the trading platform, I'll get into the position size calculator, but I think we have everybody on here. And if you haven't seen that, don't be shy, raise your hand or come on mic and say, I'd like to see the position size calculator. So
Yes, I got a question.
please.
Two actually. So I'm seeing on MT4, MT5 when the ask and bid line are above and you're expecting it to drop, let's say, how do you put in a sell limit instead of a buy limit? It seems to me that it'll only allow you, if you're trying to go below the ask and bid line, it'll only allow you to, if you right click on the chart, it only gives you a buy limit, not a sell limit.
Okay. Yeah, let's explore that. Let me get a chart that's cooperative as far as where the price action is so everybody can see it easily. Great question, Victor. Hang on a minute here. Can you guys see my chart?
Yes.
Okay, let me get one. I just put some new vanilla ones on here. That's too close. Let's use DAX because it doesn't matter which instrument. So let's say, which direction would you like to go here, Victor?
So from where it is now, let's say we're expecting it to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Want to set a sell limit below that.
You want to put a pending order down here?
Correct.
Okay. So let me just make sure I heard it correctly. You anticipate that it's going to go down. You want it to penetrate below support right here, and you want to have your order in right here.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this is something that is see here you could do a buy limit, right? That's not what you want to do.
Wrong direction though.
Okay, look here.
Oh crap, really?
Yep.
Awesome. That's where it is. Okay.
So in other words, you would do a sell stop.
Yeah.
Right there. And notice it's a pending order down here. It isn't executed yet. And then you can manipulate the stop loss and the take profit. And, so let's say that I wanted, because if you drag it as you normally would, like if I said, oh, I want to move the stop up here, you're actually dragging the order itself.
Right. Got it.
So what you want to do is come down here. Let's say I want my stop at, right there, let's say. I'm not doing this for purposes of the right area, but just to show you the mechanics. 16,741. So I'd come down here, double click there.
Yep. Sweet.
16,741, modify, and bang. I've got the most important other than the entry is that. And then, where do you want the take profit? Maybe we want it down here.
Yeah.
Let's say 16,406. Double click again. And it's similar. It's not identical. Which one am I on here? I'm on MT4. 16. What was it again? 16. I should have paid better attention to that. Hang on. 16. Let's say 16,420. To take profit.
Yeah, it's the same on MT5. It's the same way.
Yeah. It's slightly different as far as the look. I'll do MT5 here in just a second, just to make that point. But that's the mechanics.
Yeah, huge. That's what I was looking for. I knew it was something simple.
Mm-hmm.
A follow-up question is also driving me crazy, is doing trailing stops. I've been messing with trailing stops, and if you open like that open trade that you have right there, if you go in and right click it, it'll bring up trailing stop. So it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, all pips, right? I still have not got my head wrapped around.
It's actually points. And this is brutal because it's points, pips. And then if you really want to get crazy on the indices, it's index points. I think of index points like what does it take to create $1 in movement?
Yeah, that's easy on index. I wish it was all per dollar.
Yeah,
per dollar, that would be simple.
And this is a complaint I have on all the platforms because it's using language that people have a hard time getting their brain around, me especially. So I don't use the trailing stops on the MetaQuote products. I have yet to find one I really like, so I'm not the right guy on that one.
Okay.
The trailing stop in my case is me.
Yeah, during the day when I'm sitting in front of it, me too. But then,
I get it.
Night stuff.
Yeah, I get it. I wish one thing that you can do, and we're going to be getting into this, yesterday, Robert touched on the, let me just find this here. Hang on a minute. Let's see where I have that. Give me just a moment.
I'd like to welcome Kerry to his first call. Kerry, good to see you on. And Paul, also, it's good to see you back on the call, guys. Good to see us.
Yeah, man, trying to pop in and out as and when I can. I keep seeing them all pop up. There's tons to get through.
Yeah, loads. These calls, as I says, they're probably key, if you're trading. I'm grateful again for today. We got a good call, a good oneer, and just before folks, I came on the call. You probably see my Facebook Live. I was out walking the shore along the beach because I was tired, not sleeping great. I just had to get out, get the head into the right frame of mind before I come on the call, because if the head's not right, folks, I won't call the trades, because you just don't see it. To me, it's like the charts will tell you the trade. It's not your head. You're thinking it's going to go this way, it's going to go that way. It's not. The chart will tell you. Is what I always say. Follow the trend. It's your friend. If it's on a sale, don't go buys unless it's going to do a small retrace. There's going to be loads of important stuff. Robert Burns is going to teach. I'm going to teach. Most importantly thing, folks, is what I hope, we're calling the trades. That's great. But I hope you're able to go out and go, yep, this is what he means. This is what the two Roberts are teaching. I can see the trade, maybe on a demo, take the odd trade and go, test it out. Test our strategy out. Is it working? Because that's what we want out of these calls. We want you guys to be able to trade as well.
Okay, I think I'm ready to have this discussion. So when you're in a trade, and let's say that I'll come back to the position size and how we entered the trade, but let's just say that I have a position size that is, well, let's say it was a 0.12 on this particular trade, which was the DAX yesterday. And our entry was up here, this green line. And as it dropped, I wanted to take pieces off the table, put them in the basket. That's it. They're done. I made that profit and I want to take it off incrementally as it goes down.
Yeah.
Now, if you had 0.12, might you divide that trade into 3.04s?
Yeah.
Yep. Might you divide it into 4.03s? Yep. This is completely arbitrary, and as far as how I do it, it's not that arbitrary, because what I submit is the most probable part of the trade is that first movement when it's with you. So you might take off a bigger chunk there. Let's use my three example. Might I do? I got to do my math right here. Let's see, 0.12.
0.04 times 3.
Yeah, but maybe you do 0.06 and 2.03s.
Oh.
Do you follow me? In other words, get the part, and this is subjective. This is what how you view risk and reward. But I'm thinking about, I want to get the lion's share off the tape, not the lion's share, but a nice chunk, so that no matter what happens with take profit 2 and 3, I'm in the money absolutely without fail. And the most probable part I submit is that first part. Now, not always. Sometimes I'm wrong and it goes like crazy, and I kick myself for or for taking off too much and it runs. You hate it when it's like, darn it, I wish I would have left that position size big. But you can this comes down to trading style and what you like doing. But what I wanted to do is get the gears spinning about, what could you do? What are the possibilities, and what are the mechanics of doing that? As you see here, I'm still in this trade with a 0.03 right here. Okay. This is the DAX trade from yesterday, and it's going like crazy. And look, it's going our way. Happy days. Big red candle. Okay. Yesterday, this is what happened. I took off. Let's see what I did. I don't know what that one was. I think these are the composites, actually. And this is something I dislike on MT5, by the way. Yeah, here we go. Here, oh, maybe I changed my mind on that. I kind of like this. I'm changing my mind very quickly. This was a buy trade. This was earlier, or the previous day. Here was yesterday. Okay, you see the total position size was 0.12. See here, of which 0.09 has been taken off. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just changed my mind about MT5. Forget everything I said about not liking that. This actually is better because I can see I have taken 3/4 of my position out.
Yeah.
And that's reflected over here. So here I did actually what I was just describing. I can't remember how I did it. I'm that old. So I had a 0.12. I took a 0.03, a 0.03, a 0.03, and 0.03 remains. Or I took a 0.06 and the 0.03 and 0.03 remains. Again, I can't, it doesn't matter. I did that, and it does, the key thing is it's blue over here. This I like, especially when it's 100% blue, meaning it's all wins. I like that. Here, so, let's see how you do that, when you're entering a trade and what you could do. Because there's two ways to do this partial thing. You can do it within one position. Now, I work with the computer. I don't work with the phone. Robert, do you do partials on your phone?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can, surely, Robert. Yeah.
You've got muscular thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah. Thumbs, it can be, you just got to be careful. Do you know what I mean? It's like taking a wee bit out here, a little bit out there. So no, you can do it, as you go into profit. I do take partials at times, but if my trade goes into a nice profit, folks, is what I do, is what Robert does, as well. A lot of other traders will do. I just keep moving that stop loss down, but just giving that wee bit of breathing room. You know what I mean? Because I'm taking partials, it's good. It's really, really good. But then on the other side, I'm thinking, and I keep seeing it going down. And I'm thinking, why did I come out? I'm not trusting my own trades. It's the mind, it's the emotions again.
Yeah. Yep.
Kicking in. It's
Hugard touches on this point in his book. If you get stopped out on something, that's one thing. Oh, got it wrong. The one, and I really have this same emotion personally. I just hate it when it runs and runs and runs, and I took stuff out too early, or I closed the trade too early, and it goes absolutely my way. Just makes me crazy. It's like I'd rather have a stop than have that happen. It's like, damn it, I left a lot of money on the table. So let's go ahead and do that maneuver over here. I've got a demo, or do I? Hang on. Nope, that's not the right account. Let me go over here. See, I got to make sure I pay attention. Demo. This is an easy mistake to make, by the way, guys. If you're, got multiple accounts, make sure to tune in on which account you're on. You don't want to make that mistake of having a trade go the wrong way. So with that in mind, okay, we were playing around with a sell stop here. Let's get this back to normal. This is MT4 again. I'm going to remove our sell stop here. I'm just going to kill that. Actually, I guess, let's see. Yeah. Let me kill that. Okay, so let's say that I want to enter a trade, and let's say that I get my handy dandy position size calculator out here. Let me drag that over. I'm going to send this out, by the way, in chat here in just a second. Don't let me forget to do that. So on this particular computer, this screen, I put panel size small and vertical panel indent at 80. That will then position this bad boy right underneath the one-click trading. Let me send that information out just while I'm thinking about it so I don't forget. Okay, yeah, I had already done that. If you go to chat, the link for the position size calculator that I'm using is there. So let's just say, for the sake of discussion that I want to go short now. I'm being admittedly kind of arbitrary here, but let's just say I want to go short. Click. My little calculator comes up. I'm going to put my stop up here above swing high. And that is a $98 loss if I hit that stop. How did it do that? In the settings for this calculator, you predefine risk that you will tolerate. In other words, I've said 1%, that's it. And so as I move this around, the lot size changes as I have less risk, meaning and if it in other words, a tighter stop, then the position size goes up. If it's a looser stop, the position size goes down. It's inverse. Okay, so still it's $100. If I'm right here, it's $100, and my position size got smaller. Okay, this is really, really important because this is your risk. This is the thing I wasn't managing well at all when I started out in this whole game, and this will help you get better at that much more quickly than I did. That took some battle scars to get and I still wrestle with it, candidly. So we've got a position size of 0.09 that it's recommending if you want that as the stop. So what I've just shown you is, some things when you arc, and I'll come back to the partial and how to do multiple positions, partial versus multiple. So what you have as variables on your position size is which broker are you using. Depending on the instrument, they vary as far as how they treat the instrument. What is your account size? Which instrument are you trading? I should put this one first, really. I'm going to do that. Which instrument are you trading? Which broker are you trading on? What is the dollar amount in your account? And where, most importantly, are you placing your stop? These are all variables that will impact your position size. And you really need to be mindful of this last one because that's your risk. Okay. Sometimes you hear the expression, well, I need it to breathe a little bit. I need to give it a little bit of room because it's ranging a lot. I don't want to put it too tight because it hits it. But if you're going to move the stop up where it gives it breathing room, then there's an impact on your position size. You've got to change your position size. It's got to be smaller. If you're in a short and your stop is above and you want it well above where you are, position size smaller. If you're in a long and your stop is below your entry and you need room again below, position size has got to be smaller to maintain your relative risk. So any questions on this? No? Okay. Very good. Let's go back here. So in this example, excuse me, I could enter one position at 0.09. If this was my analysis and I'm figuring out, okay, there's my entry, here's where I'm going to place my stop. And it really is on the basis of the stop. The take profit is great, but it's protecting the capital that is really critical here. And this is the emphasis that we're making at the moment. So let's say I do one position size at 0.09. I could do that. I could do a sell at 0.09. This is the other thing on your checklist, by the way, that we start out with. So I've just done all this work to figure out the position size. Make sure your one-click trading up here matches that. Easy mistake to make. Make sure you get up here and look at that position size up there. Don't just click the sell button. Okay, so right now I'd go 0.09. Now it matches what I've got over here. Okay, and then let's say I do a sell. There is my sell entry. This is one thing I just wish let's see. Oh, I'm on MT4 here. Okay. On MT4, they show you the commission on the trade. It kind of irritates me that they don't on MT5, because they show it when you've closed the trade, but they don't show you on when the trade is entered. This is something I wrestled around with a bunch yesterday, and I was like, why the devil did they do that? I wish they had this on MT5. They don't. They're in cahoots with the broker. That's why. my theory on that. Okay, so let's say that I want to take off a certain portion of this trade. Obviously, it's not in profit and it's in a loss. But let's say I want to reduce it. If it were in profit, it would be the same maneuver. How do I do that? Notice my position size right here is 0.09. I would double click here. I would put in the amount that I want to take off, let's say 0.03. And then what I would do is go close, sell 0.03. There we go. Okay, I just took that off. I took a little hit there, but now my position size is 0.06. When you have one position, I just took a partial. That's what we're contemplating here. I just took a partial on this particular trade. It's not, don't worry about whether it's in profit or not in profit. The point is the mechanics of how you do a partial take profit. If it were in profit, what I just did is how you would take a piece of it off the table and lock your profit on that particular piece. Does that make sense? Okay. So you could do that, or what we'll be getting into shortly, and all of this, Victor, you're the cause of all of this morning. How do I do trailing stops? Personally, I like having multiple position sizes. So if we were going to do a 0.09 trade, might I have 3 positions at 0.03? Yep. Then I've got great latitude with each of those, with stops and take profits on each of those. That is much easier, I think, than doing what I just did right here, because this position only has 1 stop. 3 positions have stops for each one of them. Does that make sense? Come on, guys, there's got to be some questions.
Yes, sir. Makes sense.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure people are tracking, because this is a lot of information. And there are calculators, which we will get into, that do that. In other words, that actually you predefine what your relative risk is, and then it will put in position sizes and spread out the overall position size among the number of positions that you define. So if you say, okay, I want a 1% risk, create me 3 positions and the appropriate stops for each one of them, and then you can adjust those. You can also adjust the take profits. It's real sweet. And we'll be getting into that. That's way over the head of beginners, so I want to be careful about not doing that too soon. But there are some that are clearly ready for that. That calculator, we'll probably introduce it next week, just to have a, here's how it ticks. And it's also free. Very, very good tool. In fact, if you guys would like, I can post that now. And I can post the calculator. It's free. You can go get it and start playing around with it if you wish.
Sure, I'll take a look at it.
Okay. Let me get there. Make sure this is the right one. And this is also available on, yeah, that's not what I want. What I'm after with this calculator, they're saying, is now an expert advisor. You don't want the expert advisor. You want the one that's an indicator. And the reason being that, you only get one EA. And so you want to be careful about which tool you're surrendering to on that. In other words, this particular tool has let me see here. There's the EA, there's the non-EA. Okay, so I think what we're looking at here is the indicator. and they're saying here is now an expert advisor. Please go here if you want to do that. I don't want the EA unless there's absolutely some reason to use that. The reason being that I can have another EA then on my chart, and I can use this as an indicator, if that makes sense. So you'll come down here. It'll show you all kinds of detail about the tool. Somewhere in here is the ability to download this bad boy. And as I said, this one is much more involved than the little simple one we've been using. Geez. Download. Okay. Download version. Here's the position size calculator links. Okay. So you can get the EA if you wish. Just know that the price you pay for that is you can't have a second EA on that chart. With the indicator, you can. And it's the same tool, as far as I can tell, the same functionality. I prefer the indicator as a result, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna send this out to everybody in chat. And you can play around with this, and this one we're going to have to spend some time on to get people up to speed and have a lot of repetition, because there's a lot of moving parts in there. But if you're into this game for the long haul and you're serious about it, this is one of those tools that you'll go, yep, this one's worth learning, and I'm going to put the time in, because I really think it is.
So in your opinion, that before the social tools one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because if you get a grasp of this stuff,
yeah,
and you can trade one prop account, right, like really well manually.
Yeah. Then it's time to copy.
Yep. So get one going really well, and then it's ready for the next stage, which is, the hub and spokes deal. Okay. All right. I think, let's see here. So we've covered you can do position sizes, take partials off of one big position once you calculate your position correctly. We've talked about the ability possibly to use multiple positions because it increases flexibility. It's also more to manage, so that's the downside. But if you want to preset what your take profit, you see, like with the signals that are generated from manifest, there's a take profit 1, a 2, and a 3. Right. How do you deal with that? Well, you can set partials, or lines where you take the partial and you've predetermined that you're manually going to go in, and when it hits that level, you might set an alarm, get reminded, and then come in and execute that partial based on how many positions you have on one position. Not how many, on one position. Or you can say, I'm going to put 3 positions right in from the beginning. I've got my math set up the way I want, this portion to the first one, this portion to the second one, this portion to the third one. And position 1 gets hit, takes itself out automatically. You adjust your stops down on position number 2 and 3 to break even, or better than break even if it's really roaring. You've locked in that profit. You've got a risk-free trade. And then if it hits take profit 2, you move your stop on your third position down further. So first one, maybe you take out, maybe they're all equal. Maybe you have a little bit bigger piece on the first one. I kind of like that model because it's a little bit more probable that it's going to go your way. Your call completely. It's your trading account, not mine. But I like having maybe a little bit bigger position size on that first one. And then the take profit takes that position out, adjust the stop so you're at a break even. This is me doing manual trailing. Okay, really. In other words, so now I just love it. Like on this DAX trade, it played out exactly like what I'm describing. I did take one position on that one and just did partials, as you saw. It's the same thing, and I was keeping an eye on it. So, I want to play ball with our trading the way everybody's doing it here initially, so that we can have these conversations. In other words, how did I take one position, which was apparently I think it was a 0.12, and I've taken out 0.09 of that position. I took out increments of it. The second way, again, I might do a 0.06 as the first position, and then 2.03s. And if those bad boys run, you're really in the money. If you grab that 0.06, you're definitely in the money. You adjust your stops down so you're at a break even on your stops or slightly better. Walk away. You've got your take profit on the second one and your take profit on the third one. You get notified when the second one hits, cause for another celebration. Move your stop down again on to wherever that was or slightly better. In other words, you're moving your stop to follow what's happening in the price action and your accomplishment of your profits. That's a lot of data, I know, but that's how people that are getting really, really good results out of the signals from manifest, and where there's multiple take profits, that's how they're doing it. So, any questions?
Robert, that's some valuable information that you're giving out. There's so much golden nuggets, folks. I might call the trades, but if you can't do that part, you're not going to be able to do the trading. I mean, this part, the second part, is key to the first part. This is where the education is. This is where the value is, folks. What Robert's telling you here, you're showing up every day, the 3 days a week. You're going to learn so much that even myself, I'm like going, what? I'm still learning. And I'm still going to learn
every day. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's stuff that I discover, I'm that nature. I'm curious, George. I have been since I was a little guy. I like, what's this? How's this work? How come it does that? I'm that guy. I'm wired that way. So it plays well when you're with technology, and it's like, I just get curious, and I'll start, you saw me do that with TradingView, which, by the way, I did figure out yesterday, if you want to see that. Let me just show you this.
I had no doubt you would stay up until you did.
It didn't take that long. I was just dopey on the call. That's why I didn't have enough caffeine. So when you're here like this, which is exactly where we were yesterday, and you're staring at these things down here, and I want to go to paper trading as the actual account, and I am logged in because there's my branding on here. So I just click paper trading, and voila, I'm in the trading platform. Duh.
Yeah.
I just couldn't manage to put my brain around that yesterday. And if you click trade, you're going to see where this is the equivalent of one-click trader on MetaTrader. In other words, you've got your sell or your buy. Do you want it at market, limit, or stop? Same language. The layout's a little bit different, but in concept, it's identical.
Yeah.
That's it. And then you can paper trade in here. I've got 100K in I didn't define that. I guess they just give everybody a 100K account for paper trading.
Oh, so you don't have to pick a broker or anything. It just
it's just you're using the platform, and the brokers. I've got an 8-cap account set up with $1,000 in it, and it's live. And I've got to get this under my fingers first before I start fiddling around with.
Yeah, because it's a different kind of like mechanics around it.
Yeah, and again, here we have units. Units are what on MT4 and MT5 are called points or pipettes. Those are synonymous. Pipette is a point. And unit here is the same thing. And I think once we all get this, we're going to go, oh yeah, I remember those days where I couldn't figure all that stuff out. It ain't far away, because we got to get a common denominator in our language. Once you got the common, I like dollars on index points. If I'm on Envy and I put a 0.01 in, that's $1 per index point. I can get my brain around that. And how is that on 8-cap? Well, that's a 0.1 on 8-cap. That's a 1 on Robo4X.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't shoot the messenger. Them's the numbers. But I wish that they had more uniformity in these, especially on MetaTrader. It's just, like when you do this maneuver and you say, okay, what is the dollar value from there to there?
Exactly.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah.
TradingView is better, but it's still, I think what we're looking at there, notice I think we're on the DAX. That's $121 move. Look at the middle number, 12111. Move the decimal place over from the right to the left 2 places. It's $121. I think.
Keep it there. Keep it there. Now let me do the math real quick. 16,734 to 16, 610. 16,
I think I'm right.
34. Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, it is right on the money. So that's what it is. It's dollar. That's how you figure
On
out
this
dollar.
one. On this one.
On that. Yeah.
Just like with position size, it is instrument specific.
Yeah.
So
The other thing I'm thinking
why
too,
don't they just
because
put the damn dollar value on there?
I know. Because it's just another way to get an edge against us. The other thing I'm thinking for those of us in the US may not make sense to go in and do paper trading on TradingView because we can't use any of the brokers in there anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
It would just take up too much brain juice for me.
Yeah. And you may want to just depart on that part of the call. Admittedly, that's a very good point.
Gotcha. Okay.
There are things. I have the great fortune of being I married up, and she's a dual citizen, so I get to play. And we do have a lot of people that are in countries that can use it, so we're going to do it.
Right. No, I understand.
But,
for those of us that aren't, I just want to make that kind of statement. All right, I got to jump off, guys. Thanks for a great call, and I'll see. You won't be on tomorrow, so have a stupendous weekend.
Thank you. You too, and see you next week if we don't talk before.
Yes, sir.
I second that. I got to bounce too. Thanks, fellas. Great trading today.
No probs. I'm going to show you guys
you.
something before I jump here. It's just on the USD pair, what has happened since we left it. It literally did what I said. It grabbed liquidity. It came back up.
Let me kill my my share. Go ahead.
I was just watching this in the background. Okay, as we could say, folks, we entered, we came down, and we came out. I did say it would come back up. It was into the fair value gaps, 2 fair value gaps that come up. We could have stayed in the trade. That's why I had this at this specific height. Came down, grabbed liquidity, as what I did say it would do. It would come back up. Most people probably would have pulled their stops down. It would have come up, taken them out before continuing to go back down again. It exactly played out the way we said it.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect trade, perfect entry. And again, folks, we will get better. There's no doubt about it. We will get in. We could have entered here again, and we could have had our stop loss tight, and look what happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect entry, perfect exit. I mean, couldn't have been better. Those ones where you're right at the tail of a wick, it's like when a trout comes up and hits your fly after the cast, it's very gratifying. You look at that and you go, yeah, that was pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we depart here, guys? Any final questions, final words?
Great call, Robert. Thank you again for your partnership, for all your information, your value you give every day. Guys, as it says, we'll be back next Tuesday again, 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern, and then that will be Robert's 6 a.m. So Robert, folks, is getting up very early in the morning, to get in on these calls. So I appreciate his support because it's literally 7:30 a.m. where he is. So we appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and great job, guys. We haven't had any losing days so far. We will, but wasn't one today. And remember, this is free. Manifest isn't free, although it's at a steep discount. This part is free. Get people in here. Invite people in. Just come in and kick the tires, for goodness sake. You don't have to reach for your wallet. Don't worry, I'm not going to grab your wallet. Come on in. And get them here because, I hope people, when they come on these calls, are getting the value. In other words, that getting the value that we hope they get. The notion that we have, the winning and also the education, and it's a good combination. Have people come in, invite people in. It's a perfect opportunity to do that. So on Absolutely. That note, I wish everybody, if we don't talk before, see you next week. And in the meantime, may the pips be with you. This is Robert Burns here in Seattle signing off. Bye for now.